Every Star Wars movie starts with the same promise. A long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. But it might as well add, that's currently at war. Because if there's one constant in this universe, it's that peace never lasts. The Republic falls, the Empire rises, and when that collapses, something worse takes its place. It's like the galaxy's addicted to conflict. Even when the good guys win, the next generation just inherits the ashes. The Jedi preach peace while swinging lightsabers. The Sith promise order while burning planets. And the politicians promise unity while signing the next war into existence. Everyone's talking about balance, but nobody's living it. We celebrate every victory, like it's the end of history, but it never is. The Death Star explodes, the Emperor dies, the music swells. And then somehow the next movie starts with another battle. Another army, another war. It's not a flaw, it's the design. Because maybe peace was never the point. Maybe the Force doesn't want stillness, it wants motion. Maybe every war, every rise and fall, is the galaxy's way of keeping itself alive. It's poetic, it's tragic, and it's kind of hilarious that even after 9 movies, dozens of shows, and centuries of lore, not one person has figured out how to stop fighting. The closest anyone got was Yoda saying, "Wars not make one great," right before commanding one. In this video, we'll explore why there's never been peace in the Star Wars galaxy, how the Force itself might be fueling the conflict, and why the saga's greatest tragedy isn't the wars themselves, but the fact that they never end. If you really think about it, there's never been a single moment of lasting peace in the Star Wars galaxy. Not one. Every time someone claims to bring balance, someone else is already plotting the next war. The Old Republic, the Clone Wars, the Empire, the First Order. Each era begins with hope and ends in ruins. It's not just bad luck, it's baked into the DNA of the galaxy itself. The Republic was supposed to be a civilization of unity and prosperity. But by the time of the prequels, it's a rotting carcass, held together by bureaucracy and denial. The Jedi call themselves peacekeepers, but they're soldiers in all but name, fighting wars they never questioned. Even when the Empire falls, the New Republic rises to repeat every mistake of the old one, paralysed by politics and arrogance until it collapses too. Peace in Star Wars is less of a goal and more of an illusion. Take the end of Return of the Jedi. We all remember the fireworks, the Ewoks dancing, the death of the Emperor, the triumphant moment of freedom. But if you zoom out just a little, the cracks are already forming. Billions of stormtroopers are still out there. Entire sectors are leaderless. And the economy of a galactic empire doesn't just fix itself overnight. The so-called peace. After Endor lasted about as long as Luke's optimism. And this cycle isn't accidental. It's thematic. George Lucas built Star Wars around the idea of repetition. History doesn't just rhyme, it stutters. The rise and fall of governments, the constant return of tyranny, it's all part of an endless rhythm that mirrors the balance of the Force itself. The galaxy can't stay in balance because it was never meant to. Even when the light wins, darkness grows in response. The Clone Wars ended with the Republic's victory and immediately birthed the Empire. The Empire fell, and the First Order rose. The Sith are destroyed, and somehow Palpatine's back again like it's a bad sequel, which, in a way, it was. But what's fascinating is how every side thinks it's bringing peace. The Jedi through order, the Sith through control, the Republic through law, the Rebellion through freedom. Everyone wants peace, but nobody can agree on what it means. To the Jedi, peace means the absence of emotion. To the Sith, it means domination. To the people of the galaxy, it probably just means not getting bombed this week. And maybe that's the real tragedy. Star Wars has always been about people chasing peace without understanding it. Because peace isn't something you win, it's something you maintain. And maintaining it requires humility, compassion, and balance. All things the galaxy consistently forgets how to do. Every war in Star Wars starts the same way, with someone claiming it's the only way to end conflict. But all it does is restart the loop. And deep down, I think the Force wants it that way. Let's talk about the Force for a second. Because if you really want to know why the galaxy never finds peace, you can trace it all back to this mystical energy field that allegedly binds the galaxy together. The Force is supposed to create balance, But what does that actually mean? If the galaxy keeps swinging between light and dark, maybe balance isn't harmony, it's tension. The Jedi think balance means destroying the dark side. The Sith think balance means dominating the light. But neither side actually believes in true equilibrium. They both want control. And that constant tug of war is what keeps the galaxy spinning in circles. The Force might not be evil, but it's definitely not innocent either. You can even see this in the Chosen One prophecy. Anakin Skywalker was supposed to bring balance to the Force, but nobody ever stopped to define what balance meant. If Anakin brought balance by wiping out the Jedi, then technically he succeeded. But if it meant ending the Sith, then his son Luke just restarted the problem later. Either way, the prophecy was less about destiny and more about the Force maintaining its own self-correcting chaos. The Force seems to demand conflict. It empowers individuals who can change history, Jedi, Sith, Chosen Ones, Saviors, and then sets them against each other like chess pieces in a game no one can quit. It's like the Force thrives on imbalance, feeding off the constant struggle between extremes. Even the so-called peaceful moments in Star Wars are built on the ashes of war. The galaxy can never stabilize because its foundation is cracked by design. The Force doesn't reward moderation. It rewards extremes. If you're calm and balanced, you fade into obscurity. If you're passionate, violent, or chosen, you change the galaxy, for better or worse. That's why Star Wars always feels like history repeating itself. It's not just politics, it's physics. The Force doesn't want peace, it wants movement. Every time the galaxy calms, someone like Palpatine or Rey or Kylo appears to shake it back up. It's not coincidence, it's cosmic maintenance. And that makes the Force one of the most tragic elements of all, because it gives its followers visions of harmony, while secretly ensuring it never lasts. The Jedi spend millennia preaching balance, not realizing they are the imbalance. They fight for peace while creating war. And the Force allows it, even encourages it, because it needs both sides to exist. Maybe that's why the galaxy's greatest peacekeepers always die young, or disappear into exile. Obi-Wan, Luke, Ahsoka, they all reach the same realization. You can't bring balance to something that doesn't want to be balanced. So the Force isn't broken, it's working exactly as intended. It just doesn't care who gets crushed in the process. If the Force is the engine of eternal conflict, then the galaxy's people are the gears grinding themselves to dust. From the ancient Republic to the Resistance, everyone keeps fighting the same war with new names, and yet hope always returns. That's what makes Star Wars beautiful and maddening at the same time. Even after every betrayal, every rise of tyranny, every shattered ideal, someone always believes the next era will be different. But it never is. Padme believed in democracy until it betrayed her. Luke believed in redemption until it broke him. Rey believed in balance until she realized balance doesn't stay still. It moves violently back and forth, forever. That's the cosmic cruelty of Star Wars. It gives us hope, but never resolution. Every generation thinks they're ending the fight, but they're just another chapter in the same story. The Jedi return, the Sith return, the governments change, the war continues. It's not a circle, it's a spiral, tightening each time. But maybe that's why Star Wars still resonates. Because deep down, we all understand that peace isn't a permanent state. It's a moment. It's the quiet after the storm, not the end of it. And even if it never lasts, it's worth chasing anyway. The heroes of Star Wars don't fight because they think they'll win. They fight because they have to believe peace is possible, even if history keeps proving otherwise. The beauty of the saga is that it never lies about the cost of hope. The rebellion wins, but it loses its soul in politics. The Jedi rise, but they fall into arrogance. The Sith achieve dominance, but it consumes them from within. Everyone gets what they want, and it destroys them. That's why the line between light and dark feels thinner with every story. The more the galaxy tries to force balance, the more violently it swings. Maybe peace isn't balance at all. It's acceptance. Maybe true harmony would come only when the galaxy finally stops trying to win the fight. But the galaxy won't. Because Star Wars isn't about resolution. It's about resistance. It's about the endless, exhausting, necessary act of standing up, even when you know the storm will return. And maybe that's why it's called Star Wars and not Star Peace. Because conflict isn't the exception, it's the heartbeat of the galaxy. There's never been peace in Star Wars, but there's always been the belief that one day there could be, and maybe that's enough.
Thank you for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and hit that share button. My main channel is Critical Analysis Hub, where I post Star Wars content about the movies. My secondary channel is Critical Analysis Hub Plus, where I focus on the shows of Star Wars. And my third channel is Critical Analysis Hub XP, where I post comic books. Be sure to take a moment and check them out. Thanks, and may the Force be with you.